It comes down to one game. Like, how awesome is that? It's not hockey we're watching anymore, people. It's history. Just hoping they can get it done. I just pray. I'm praying, man. If they get this done, I honestly might go streaking. Please. Future Trev. Please. Future Oilers fans. Let's go. Please. For the love of God. Please. Please, please, please. Okay? Can you do that for me? Well, they lost. Look how happy I was. So young and so innocent. Did I really think the Edmonton Oilers would come back from a 3-0 deficit in the Stanley Cup final? Yeah, I really did. Which is why this hurt so much and also why I haven't uploaded in a week. So, I'm sorry about that, guys. I just really needed to take some time to gather my thoughts because I was honestly pretty down this past week. But enough with that. Congrats to the 24 Stanley Cup champions. Now let's get back in this video. Oh, one sec. I'll be right back. Gotta go do something. All for nothing. Hold that thought. Don't go anywhere. Please, don't go anywhere. Just stay there. One sec. What is up, guys? Welcome back to... Oh, I can't do that. I can't do that. Get that off of me. I actually do use those occasionally. That's more like it. But they're blue lens glasses, so I only use them when I'm editing videos. Anyway, how's it going, guys? It's a little bit better. Obviously, gonna have this for one day, and I'm cutting them off. If I already know someone's gonna say it. If there's one Stuart Skinner comment, you look like Stuart Skinner, I'm gonna lose my mind, okay? That's not, we do not look similar at all. You guys are out to lunch. But let's get along with this. Let's just scoot along here. It's been, I'm not gonna lie. I'd be lying if I said this last few days was easy, because it was far from it. It sucked. It's a pain that I'm familiar with, obviously, because of this year. And then this year. And then last year. Oh, I almost forgot this year. But, yeah, this one was different because the Oilers had never got this far while I had cheered for the team. Obviously, there was 06 if you're new to the channel. I've talked about this a lot during the Cup run, but I was a baby then. I was 8. I was a kid. Guys, this sucks. This absolutely just... they were so close, man. So I had to take a few days to really just gather all my thoughts. I couldn't go on the night of. I couldn't go on the next day because I was just an emotional just wreck, man. I am. I'm not gonna lie. I know it's hard to take me serious right now because of my mustache, and that's fair. But it is pretty sick. I will say I'm wearing it for one day, and then you can look forward to seeing this back in Movember because I actually don't mind it. It's good to know that I can grow this bad boy. But on with the video. Just to give you my initial thoughts, man, it sucks. It is the worst pain. It's like a waste of a season. That's what it always feels like that. Whenever your team gets eliminated, it's like, well, that's a waste. It's a waste of my time, you know, spending all those hours watching your team. And then obviously they go to the playoffs, and, you know, obviously I'm working now and I'm covering the Oilers, so I could have had my nights off. That's neither here nor there. Obviously I enjoy doing what I'm doing, but still, haven't hit the links yet. And I probably could have been golfing quite a bit. Whatever. The world will continue to spin. It's water under the fridge. And all the cliches. But going forward, you know, the thing that annoys me the most is people just saying, well, look at Florida last year. They lost in the final and then they were back. But it's like, the Oilers have had their fair share of losing. You don't have to lose. Like, it's such a easy way out to say, oh, well, they'll be back now. Like, I'm sorry, Nathan MacKinnon, he lost in the Western Conference final, and then the next year, he didn't need to lose in the Stanley Cup final. He won. He won in the Stanley Cup final. You look at Ovi, as soon as he, you know, after years of losing in the Eastern Conference final, or or was it the Eastern Conference, or even just after years of losing to Sid, he moved on, and he didn't have to lose in the Stanley Cup final. They got it done. So that, and for people saying, well, you look at the Oilers, or you look at Florida, they were here last year, and look where they are now, Stanley Cup champs. But it's not that easy. It's never that easy, especially in hockey. Like, oh, excuse me. I think of it, look at Dallas, because you can flip the narrative on that. Look at Dallas in 2020. They made it to the Cup final in 2020 against the Tampa Bay Lightning in the bubble year, and they haven't been back ever since. That could happen. Obviously, I don't want that to happen, but that could happen for the Oilers. It could. So it's not as easy as saying, the people that are saying that, it's like they're guaranteed, yeah, they'll be like, you don't know. You really don't know. So that's my 2 cents on that. I know that they can get back if they keep the pieces. Now you know that they can. They can get to the back to the Cup final, and they're freaking that close, man. But it's easier said than done. So that's my 2 cents on that. As far as Connor and Leon, people are saying, I know so many Flames trolls are just like, oh, Leon's going. Like, I've heard this before. Matthew Tkachuk said the same thing, and Johnny Gaudreau said the same thing, and Leon Draisaitl is good as gone because he's just, shut up. Like, you don't know. I'm sorry, you don't know. Matthew Tkachuk and Johnny Gaudreau had to deal with Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl. Obviously, they're going to jump ship. Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl don't have to deal with Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl. So they're not going. And if you heard Jeff Jackson's interview today, which was just awesome, it's nice to hear a fresh face in there, younger-minded soul. Nothing against Kenny. His pressers were getting a little annoying, though. It was a drinking game every time he mentioned his time in Detroit. You take a beer, you have a sip, okay? No more of that, which is nice, but I like what he said. He's really, did he seem bothered? Did he seem worried that Leon Draisaitl was going to leave? No, he was like, yeah, like we'll get to it when it comes around. It's been obviously very busy. They want to find the general manager and then obviously go from there. But I'm not worried about that at all. Obviously the money's got to make sense. It's probably going to be a shorter term deal. Is what I'm guessing. And I'll leave it with this. If you don't know, if you're new to the channel, I'm kind of crushing it. Subtle props to me. I did get media credentials this year to be in the Oilers press box this year. I work for Edmonton Sports Talk, and from what I'm hearing, and I can't say any names obviously, it's a good shot that Connor and Leon are going to sign back. So I'm not worried about that. I honestly would have been more worried if the Oilers did win the Cup this year, because then it's like, oh, we did it. Let's go do our own thing. So these guys want to run it back. And then lastly, on the Jeff Jackson, Leon Draisaitl thing, he's like, we're going to talk to Connor and Leon together. Like, essentially, it's kind of like the whole LeBron being the manager, the coach of his own team. It's kind of like freaking Jackie Moon on Semi-Pro. He was the coach. He was a player, and that's what I'm getting. It's not their team, but it kind of is. Like, they're doing everything in their will to keep Connor and Leon here, including like, hey, this is what the plan is. Are you guys okay with this plan? What are your guys' thoughts? Do I like it? Well, if it keeps Connor and Leon here, yeah, I like it. So that's what I'll say on that. And then just going forward, man, yes, the Oilers will be better, I think, next year. I shouldn't say that, but I should say a few players. Philip Broberg, coming out party, he looked awesome. Like, if you were to tell me that Philip Broberg, a guy who got benched after popping a tire against the Dallas Stars in like his third game of the season way back in October, would be on the rush, tapping his stick, calling for the puck from Connor McDavid in Game 7, I would have told you you're crazy. But he's clearly got confidence. He's clearly got swagger. And the Oilers sure do look like they got a player in Broberg, which is awesome, because I was beginning to think he was a dud, which would have sucked because he was a high pick. That was Kenny Holland's first pick. That was his first big move, I guess you could say, as he was part of the Oilers. And Dylan Holloway is the other player as well. So he's obviously going to be better. So those two I'm going to be keeping a keen eye on for sure going forward next year. I really think Dylan Holloway could be a 60 to 70 point player. You might think I'm crazy for saying that, but the puck follows him, man. He's at the right place at the right time more often than not. I really like Dylan Holloway. He's got hands, he's physical, he can skate. Tremendous player. And then just going forward as well, if they can somehow keep that third line of Matthias Janmark, Connor Brown, and Adam Henrique, that would be awesome. I loved what Connor Brown had to say. Like, you want a player that wants to play for your team. And he certainly does. So I guarantee he'll be back next year, and he'll probably take a discount because, well, obviously he didn't have the best season, but it's not how you start, it's how you finish. And I think a lot of people will agree that he finished so good. And it was, some people were saying, yeah, you know what, in the end, the contract was worth it because of his play in the playoffs. I wouldn't go that far, but it made it a lot better, that's for sure. And then you got Adam Henrique as well. He's made north of $30 million in the NHL. He said it. He's like, I'm not really chasing money at this point in my career. I want to win a cup. He was this close to winning it this year. I wouldn't be surprised if they get him on a lesser deal. And Janmark as well. He said Edmonton's one of the 3 teams he's interested in. He's not going to be chasing money. That's all I got, guys. As for this run, if you made it this far, it was an unbelievable year. It sucks still. Like, I don't even want to talk about it, and that's the worst part. I had to produce the post-game show when the Oilers got eliminated, when they lost in Game 7. And we're having technical difficulties, and I had to host. We're having, yeah. And I was so down in the dumps, and it was not my best performance on air, that's for sure, because I was just depressed, man. And it's tough. When you cheer for this team, the last thing I want to do is talk about them losing in a cup final in Game 7. And I think that clearly showed, so I still need to work on that. But they're close, man. They're really close. I really thought it was this year. Just, of course not, though. Of course not. Who am I kidding? Of course not. Really? I honestly think the Oilers were going to win. Every time they brought me back, and I was like, ooh, they finally got it. And then this happens. I tell you, this team toys with your emotions more than any team in the world. But that's all I got in this one, guys. I'll be uploading more videos. Obviously, this off-season is going to be a big one. I'm looking forward to what's next. Got some pretty cool things lined up, and I'll be able to share those ideas with you in the next week, I think. So stay tuned for that. If you made it this far, this is Above Average. I pump out above average content. Thank you for listening. Thank you for the support. It was an awesome run. If you're new to the channel, as always, leave a like. That would help me in this tough time, you know. And then leave a like for this freaking thing, okay? It's kind of sick. Drop a comment down below, guys. What were your thoughts on this run? What are your thoughts going forward? I honestly read every single comment, so please drop a comment down below. Really, I love it. And while you're at it, leave a like. Don't be average when you can be above average. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.